Ah, what's up, guys? This is Unpopular Opinions 10. I'm here with my two good friends, Collin and Donovan, as you've seen before if you've watched any of these. First off, obviously, I must apologize. This is... Oh, shit. I did the same thing I did last episode and had the video playing in another window. But, yeah, like I was saying, I must apologize for the lack of content and the lack of the big fucking spectacle we promised you for our Season 2 premiere. But, you know what? Life sucks. Caitlyn Jenner exists. Get over it. Okay. Now today, well, actually, first off, how you two doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good, I would have to say. How about you, Collin Pruett, my best man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm just loving you every second of the day.
Do you love him enough to turn your camera on?
No.
Okay, so anyways, today we're going to be going over, discussing, fucking defining something that's been, it's on the social incline as of now, and obviously if you use the internet at all, you've probably heard about it. It's something called Otherkin, which I've never quite been lost for words on something.
Until now?
Until now, yeah. Yeah.
Well, what Otherkin is?
Okay, so, and that's good point, Donovan. So we're just going to get straight into it today. Step 1, defining the otherkin. Now,
There is no
everybody knows that the easiest way to get information and the most credible source out there is Wikipedia. I think we can all agree on that. So what I'm going to do now is just simply read for you the definition of what Wikipedia thinks is an otherkin.
Oh, sweet.
So, otherkin are people who identify as partially or entirely non-human. Some say that they are, in spirit, if not in body, not human. This is explained by some members of the otherkin community as possible through reincarnation, having a non-human soul, ancestry, or symbolic metaphor. Some scholars categorize this identity claim as religious because it is largely based on supernatural beliefs. Adherents more typically deny the religiosity of otherkinism, referring to it instead as simply a congenital condition or a state of being. I wasn't, not gonna lie, talking about something like otherkin, I was not expecting those big words to pop up in my face just now. But so there's the the little summary, and we'll get to more of that in a little bit. But if you are not literate enough to understand what I just read,
I know I'm not.
Otherkinism basically means that you legitimately think that on the inside you are not a human being and are either an animal, a mythical being, or even there's something even called fiction kin, where people think that in their heart of hearts or whatever, they are literally the embodiment of someone that was created by a different human being.
A fictional character in a TV show and or a novel and or a movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And before we even get into any of it, I'll just say, like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be fucking Spider-Man, but I don't think I am him.
I know.
But at the same time, it's weird because I have these flashbacks sometimes. Like, I've never had a dead relative, but for sometimes I just always have these dreams that I'm like laying with my uncle, dead in the street, and just crying, holding him in my arms with so much emotion. And I don't know where that comes from until I saw Spider-Man. So like, lately I'm not so sure. You know what I mean? I thought this was all fiction, like bullshit, like something that people had made up, you know what I mean? But here I am, stuck in this crazy world, and I think I'm finally ready to accept my true identity. Fucking, I am Spider-Man. Fuck you guys. Yeah.
Call him Batman?
No.
No.
Yeah.
He's not. That's bullshit.
I know I'm Deadshot, and I'm also a Mexican tree, so...
Oh yeah, huh? How's that been working out for you? Like, what kind of support have you gotten since you came out?
None whatsoever. In fact, I don't even think people remember me identifying as a tree.
That's bullshit. Yeah, so do I. Anybody should. If someone tells you something like that and wants to let out their heart and soul to you, why the fuck would you just... That's bullshit, man. America today sickens me. I can't believe that they would just marginalize you like that.
Yeah, it makes me so triggered, so...
Yeah, it's it's ridiculous. But anyway, obviously, this is, just us expressing how disgusting this concept is.
No,
but,
I'm a dragon.
Oh.
I ate my mom's diamonds.
So, I mean... By the way, that's an actual thing. There are people who think they are androids, which is funny because how do you have a soul if you're a fucking computer?
Yeah, no, I saw that. I saw that video, Don.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
It's a point I want to bring up because, to prepare for this, that's pretty much all I watched.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, I've watched a few other things.
I will be making lots of references to the Amazing Atheists, and then there was actually an Otherkin who came out to attack him on YouTube. That was pretty interesting that I watched as well.
Yeah. For tonight's live stream, we decided that it's going to be like, or we decided to just get on and do a quick one, have some fun, talk about some fun shit. So, Otherkin, not all of us, like, we had heard of it, but we weren't too familiar with it at first. Yeah. And yeah, like these two have been saying, like, obviously, the main thing that's making this something, or the main reason this has even escaped Tumblr is because of the Amazing Atheists recent video, which was great. It was good shit, I will admit. But then again, at the same time, it's so easy to exploit people that have these like mental conditions on the internet. You know what I mean? Another great one was a Dose of Buckley's video on Otherkin. He was telling and it's just, I don't know, it's just fascinating to me. And I thought it was just me. I thought, but obviously it's also fascinating to other people, whether they, think it's bullshit or not. That because it's like, obviously, there's the obvious holes that make absolutely no sense, for one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if Otherkinism has existed this entire time, why did it take Tumblr being created for these people to come out into the light? And why has there never been...
It didn't.
What do you mean?
If you go back to a Wikipedia page, you will see the whole Otherkinism has been on the internet for pretty much as long as internet boards have existed. I.e., there was also a newsletter from college that was for Elvenkin.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so this is... It came to light, but it's been existing for a while.
That does make sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure there were people back then who thought they were actually werewolves and all that. This is
probably.
What's new about it is because of the internet, these people are now able to form an actual community.
Right. But what the weirdest thing about it is, though, why now? You know what I mean? This has been around for so long, and it's only now starting to get popular. You would think somebody would have picked this apart by now. You know what I mean?
It's probably because transgender, right, are kind of becoming a thing.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what... Right, and that's what I was going to say. This is... it's so comparable to the transgender fucking uproar, or whatever you want to call it, the phenomenon of the last couple of years, that it almost kind of discredits it for a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people say, like, this is this is proof that like being transgender is fucking ridiculous because look at the fucking otherkin. You know what I mean?
No, at the same time, you can use the transgender people to say that otherkin are just as legitimate as the transgender people by saying that, okay, well, you're obviously human, so shut the fuck up and get used to it. I mean, you can look at someone who thinks that they're a female when they're biological male and say, you're a guy, shut the fuck up and get used to it. So
Right.
the same argument can apply.
Well, what's also interesting is that, like, think about what, not even 30, let's stay safe, like 50, 60 years ago, how someone would have reacted when you told them about, like, transgender. Like, I'm sure people, like, dressed up as different genders back then, but I mean, like, the actual fucking procedure and all that stuff. If you explained that to, like, say, somebody in the 50s, you know what I mean? How, like, dumbfounded they'd be. Yeah, it'd be basically as shocked as I was learning learning about the other kid. So what interests me about that is, at that time, in our minds, we knew, quote unquote, don't attack me just yet, Tumblr bitches, but we knew that was ridiculous. You know what I mean? We knew that was unconventional, or that was wrong, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And enough time passed, and now it's like, if you have those views, you are a fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, I want to interrupt you because we do have one viewer who is commenting.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Sorry about that. We do have the video.
Oh, here we go. All right. So, as always, Unpopular Opinions is always about audience participation. So we're gonna read this guy's comments live on the air and respond to them, because why not? This comes from Brendan White. He says, "Nah, I have a criticism. Forgot to add between everything, Otherkin, Socialism, Microaggression, Funhouse, Mochachino, 2016. AT is so bad, double A. I don't think that it's only now is. I think because you can see it more." Oh, wait, I might be reading this upside down. I might be fucking retarded.
No, I think that...
yeah, I was. Gender and otherkin bullshit is not the same. I think because you can see it more so now from the internet, you only think that. I don't think that it's only now. Well,
Brendan, can I ask you to enlighten us on how gender and otherkin are different? Yes.
Honestly, I'm lost for words right now. I'm trying to decipher this, and I'm having a hard time, and oh well. But anyway, finishing my thought, like that's my thing with how we reacted to that back then. You know what I mean? And let's just be fucking honest. It's the same exact shit. I mean, transgender people, I can agree with transgender people. The point has been made 100 times. They just feel like a different feeling like you're a different gender on the inside is a whole lot different than feeling like you're a fucking centaur on the inside or a fucking Cthulhu on the inside or something crazy like that. But the thing is, if we thought all these things about transgenderism back in the day, you know what I mean? Do you guys think that this could potentially be something that in like another 50, 60 years from now will be all over the news? Like there'll be a famous person who came out as otherkin, and you know what I mean, and everything will just blow up.
Well, I mean, it happened with Scientology a few times, so yeah, I do think that will happen.
Well, I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than 50 or 60 years for someone famous to come out as otherkin, but at the same time, I think it's going to be one of those things that is quickly swept under the rug. It doesn't have the same driving force as the whole transgenders did, but
right.
The same arguments can be made for them that you can make for the transgender people. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't have anything wrong against transgender people, nor do I have anything wrong against otherkin. If someone wants to believe that they're a goddamn flying dragon, then let them believe that they're a dragon. So,
Right, exactly. So that's my thing, is I feel the same way. Like, as ridiculous as this is, or as I think this is, or whatever else, you know what I mean? At the same time, it's like, if it's not affecting me negatively, then, go fuck yourself for all I care. You know what I mean? Just more like, but I'm thinking like we're facing a future where it's like if we go to GameStop or something, and someone in there just starts freaking out, like say they legitimately think they're a monster or something, and they just start tripping out and going through their M shift, their fucking mental shift, and start like throwing games all over the place. He fucking slits the throat of the guy at the front desk and starts fucking tearing his limbs off. Like, is it going to be considered discrimination if we do something about that? Obviously, this is a huge exaggeration.
yeah.
But at the same time, yeah, exactly. At the same time, maybe not. Yeah,
I think if it becomes more popular, I think this will happen. Because obviously, these people aren't right in the head, and people who aren't right in the head tend to have like violent, aggressive, not all the time, but tend to have violent, aggressive nature.
Oh, Colin, I'm going to let you finish real quick, but I would like to point out that going by that definition, 50 years ago, transgender people weren't right in the head, gay people weren't right in the head, and they were told
it's something that is very obviously not right in the head.
Yeah. See, that's exactly why I wanted to bring this up.
This episode, nothing you can say will ever make me think that these people are right in the head.
Exactly. And honestly, I feel the same way. I feel like there's nothing that could change my mind. I'm throwing these bones in the middle for you guys to fight over, because I just honestly want to hear what other people think of this shit. Because when I sat down and said I wanted to do this episode, I started really thinking about it in depth for the first time. You know what I mean? At first, it was just something you and I would laugh about, but today I just started actually thinking about like what these people must think in their head, you know what I mean, or what these people's like day to day must be like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think
it is oddly similar, like, well, not even oddly, just like extremely. Just everything that's happening with it. It's starting off the same way as all the transsexual and gay stuff, and honestly, with how much we've been regressing lately, especially when it comes to being PC, I feel like something like this, like 30 years ago, no possible way in hell, even 10 years ago, or even 5 maybe. But, now I think something like this, like Otherkin, or even something crazier, could have the potential of being the next big, like, oh, don't discriminate, you know what I mean, the next big fucking hashtag or whatever. Which...
I'm still waiting for the whole bronies thing to come take over the world.
What?
The what?
I'm waiting for bronies to take over the world.
Oh, bronies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely an entirely different thing I'd like to say. Actually, though, I did see someone on Tumblr who was fiction kin and said he was embarrassed to put MLP kin or some shit on his page because it's an unpopular show or something. I was like, what the fuck? But, I'm not...
Well, I mean, you just say it's different, but I can draw arguments for the bronies, for furries, for otherkin, for transgender, that all...
I'm perfectly fine with bronies. I am perfectly fine with furries. And I'm perfectly fine with otherkin, but there's nothing you can say that would make me think, oh yeah, these guys are normal.
No, they're definitely not normal. I'm not saying they're normal. But what I'm saying is that these arguments don't just apply to otherkin, transsexuals, gays, lesbians. They can be applied to pretty much any group you can think of.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say, too. That's a good point. Like, can we really... It's making it almost hard for the transsexual community, and I've even seen posts, like a bunch of posts, like people saying, oh, this is bullshit because of these people, like now we're getting discredited as like an actual thing after we fought so hard all these years, you know what I mean? And that's the.
They're
But that's
not.
the. Huh?
They're not. I personally believe that whole LBGT community is just latching on to something to complain about to make themselves more victimized than they actually are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that too.
I mean,
Exactly.
you could go out right now and wave a banner that says, "Fuck transsexuals, it's a myth." And you'll get a lot of fucking hate. You'll probably even get death threats because of that.
Right.
But if you go and wave fucking fuck otherkins or fuck bronies, fuck furries, you're not going to get as much backlash. So I don't believe that the transsexuals are being as victimized as they are and as put down and discredited as they're saying because of the otherkin coming into popularity as a laughingstock. Because otherkin, they are a laughingstock. They're a laughingstock like the furries are a laughingstock. Like the bronies.
Right. So fucking. And that's the other thing I was going to say too. It's like. Oh, Jesus, I can't even think right now. I'm trying to. This guy commented again, so we're just going to get back to this and see if I can actually make out what the fuck I'm reading for once. Okay. Refers to the otherkin part. You were going on about what otherkin is, this new thing, or just now getting popular. I would say that may not be the case. It may be that you only think that is the case because we can see it so much easier now because of the internet. Yes, very good point. I think we did actually say that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Also, gender is seen as a social construct. Otherkin is just bullshit. Animals do not have social constructs, and people were not forced to and put into people and non-people roles.
Well, can I jump in real quick and say that gender itself is not a social construct. Gender roles are a social construct.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That there's a big difference between gender and gender roles.
Exactly. Fucking the fact that there are certain things for boys and certain things for girls, that was all. I don't think people seem to understand that was all a preconceived idea from companies, from other people, you know what I mean? Ballerina or like ballet and shit like that is only considered gay because people just say it is, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's hard to, because honestly, we've been living with these social ideas our entire lives, so it's hard for me to even like speculate what I would or would not enjoy if those constructs weren't even there to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I want to make it clear right now that we're not attacking transsexuals. All right.
yeah, exactly.
Transsexuals.
We're not
Points here.
attack anyway. If I make jokes about something and if I find something ridiculous, I'm gonna go ahead and say it because it's, you know, I'm not gonna fucking hold my tongue. But at the same time, yeah, I'm not purposely trying to offend people. The whole point of the show is just talk about shit that other people don't want to in ways that other people refuse to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know, because this is the first. Oh, I'm confused because I don't know if this viewer is actually trying to participate or
Want to try and break the call then?
or is like trying to troll, or I don't know what's going on. But either way, that's cool. If you know, hopefully we settled some questions for you. If you want to ask more, feel free. The fucking lines are still open. But
I mean, we can
what,
try
Donovan?
and call if he wants to voice his opinion. That's not a big deal, right?
Huh?
You can get him to the call if you want, right, Clayton?
Yeah, I guess. If you want to have him on, that's cool.
That's up to you. I mean,
Oh, it's still going. Sex and gender is the difference. Sex is your parts, and gender is the role that you can take in society, most of the time forced. That's actually not true. I know a lot of people like to say that, pull that nice one out of their ass. And, you know, once again, I don't know if you're being a dick or not, but I'm just going to be a dick because I am a dick. But yeah, that's not true. Gender does mean sex, and sex does mean gender. They're called synonyms.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
explaining is gender role, which is what you're trying to tell us is gender is the gender role and sex is the gender. So you're pretty much telling us what we've been saying.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, if I'm gonna go ahead and say this one too, like when it comes to transgender people, I hate it feels like they're just a tier up from fucking like feminazis and stuff. You know what I mean? Because like
but
yeah, like
you can't say all feminists are feminazis. You can't say all transgender people are trying to force it down the throat because you don't agree with them.
Okay, well, I'll give you, when I say all and I include a whole group of someone in, when I say all, I mean the ones I've come into contact with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, for the most part, the only I've never met a full-on transgender person that went, you know, had the super expensive surgery and takes testosterone and shit. But I've met plenty of people that are like, plenty of chicks or that dress up as dudes and are like, oh yeah, I'm a guy. You know, I've never met the inverse of that, like a guy trying to be a girl.
I've met both, and I've met ones who are really, really angry and aggressive about it.
Exactly.
And I've also met ones who are like, yeah, I'm a guy. And it's like, okay, cool. Or I'm a girl. Okay, cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing, is I feel like a lot of the times, a lot of people, they get into stuff like this, but then they get so into it. I don't know if it's because they have nothing else going on, if they're not really passionate about anything else, but they get into this weird, like, social activist mode, you know what I mean, where they go on the internet and they'll just, or if you're having a conversation with them, they'll wait for you to say even the slightest thing that they can jump down your throat for and give you this whole fucking speech on, like, women's rights and shit in the 60s. You know what I mean? And it's like, honestly, my whole point with it is if this does have a potential of getting as big as transsexual and homosexuality and everything else, how would you guys like feel about, like, I feel like if it does, we're going to be the adults at that point. And just like now, like, history just repeats itself, every generation is the same, and we're just going to be saying, oh wow, this is stupid, in my time we, you know, knew this was ridiculous, and, you know, that type of shit. And when you think of it,
what happens, or everyone could just hate them.
Here's hoping, but I mean, we also live in a society that thinks Kim West or Kim Kardashian West or whatever the fuck is a decent and noble human being. But I mean,
yeah, and Caitlyn Jenner is a stunning woman.
Yeah. Oh, on an off note, I I went to the App Store the other day and I saw that Kim Kardashian's custom emojis is the most downloaded paid app right now.
Okay. Well, Brendan is still commenting on, you know, gender and sex differences. So, shall we go back to that topic?
I mean, why not? Let's see what we got now. Okay. Okay. Monash University, medicine, nursing and health sciences, gender and medicine. What is the difference between sex and gender? Sex equals male and female, gender equals masculine and feminine. Sex refers to biological differences, chromosomes, hormonal profiles, internal and external sex organs. Gender describes the characteristics that a society of culture delineates, I've never seen that word before, as masculine or feminine. So while your sex is male or female is a biological fact, that is the same in any culture. What that sex means in terms of your gender role as a man or a woman in society can be quite different cross-culturally. These gender roles have an impact on the health of the individual.
Which, we're not debating that.
Exactly. Basically, when it comes to Otherkin at face value, that's not even what we're talking about. We're not talking about whether we agree with it or not. Obviously we are, but that's not the main point. Literally all we're doing is talking about it. And it's actually, I'm glad that you went to those lengths to explain all that for us, honestly, because it could be interpreted that way. But yes, there was also a time where either, if it is now I don't know if they just recently changed the definition or what the hell's going on, and I'm not going to look it up because I really don't give a shit. But my entire life, in school, in books, everywhere I've gone, I've learned gender and sex are the same thing. You know what I mean? And that's hence the reason for me saying what I said. And if it's actually not, then you know what? Cool, whatever. Um, mental health. I'm glad that he mentioned that because that's the whole basis of why I wanted to talk about this. Because it's like, do you think there are any other kin that are actually in good mental health or like have perfect lives? Like I don't, how rare is that? Like a rich, well-off, good-looking other kin. You know what I mean?
I can't really say I've met very many other kin, so I can't really tell you from experience.
Right, exactly. I've never met another kin either, which is odd because obviously because of the internet we see so much of it. And for those of you who don't know, we live in Las Vegas, so I'm sure there are some here somewhere.
I mean, if there are otherkin, then they are so good at acting like humans that they just slip right under the public eye. I mean, yeah, sure, if there are in Vegas, someone's going to know them, but they're not going to be in the media. They're not going to be as well announced as the transgenders in Las Vegas or surrounding areas.
Right. And that's no matter where you go right now. But obviously, it's going to get, it'll probably get more attention. This will end up being a big thing.
I don't think it's going to be a big thing, but
that's just, either it will or it'll just simply be one of those fads. You know what I mean? And it's just popular now and won't be in like a couple months or next year or whatever.
Well, I don't know. Like I said earlier, it's been around forever. I mean, I doubt like millions of people are other than, I'm sure it's, well, maybe now.
Yeah. And that's, I think bottom line with otherkin, just like bottom line with literally everything we've ever talked about on this fucking show, is just keep it out of my face. Do what you got to do. If you legitimately believe to have a mental condition, and you know what, if escaping into a fantasy world where you think you are this awesome being, you know what I mean, and have all these incredible powers and have this, if that's what it takes to give your life some sort of substance, then good for you. Do what you got to do. I'm not even going to be a dick and be like, well, then you're a pathetic fucking low-life piece of shit. Nah, like, you know what, the world's full of shitty shit, you know what I mean? Do whatever you got to do to be happy. Just don't negatively affect other people with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, the one otherkin I've ever known, I won't drop names or anything, but, or even gender at this point.
Yeah.
I don't want to trigger anyone.
Yeah.
But, just shoved it in my face every time I was with them, all of the time. And
of course.
Like, that's kind of the reason, like, they piss me off so much, is because of this. But, like, if you do it in private or, like, with a group of your friends who have the same beliefs and all that, do that, but, like, don't.
Yeah, and
same way about, I feel that way about literally any religion or anything like that at all. Like, it just annoys the shit out of me, and I don't believe in it. I don't care to even know about it at all, because I'm an ignorant fuck. Just do that. Leave me alone, and I won't have any problem with it.
And the other kin that I know, and I think it might be the same one that Collin knows, they didn't really shove it down my throat, but it was very apparent in their life.
Right.
So, yeah, I put up with it, I tolerated it, I accepted them, and I was there for them, but at the same time, I wasn't going out of my way to fully support their coping mechanism and saying, yeah, you're totally blank.
Well,
Right.
it wasn't as much as shoving it down my throat as shoving it down my girlfriend's throat. And I have to hear about it still. It just
Oh,
gets
well, yeah. Yeah. Well,
like even if I'm a third party, it's super annoying and it makes me want you to die. So
well, that's, I don't know. See, and that's the other thing. With this, we're talking about it, we're just simply talking about it, giving our opinions, you know, we're not, what I find odd about a lot of these otherkin, I don't, you know, I'm not going to speak for anyone, because I don't know any otherkin, but what I've noticed on a lot of the blogs and a lot of the message boards I've looked at is it's like they're so quick to pull these big words out on you, you know what I mean, and pull out these big rants like, oh, it's this and it's chemical balance, and they know all these like specific technical terms, you know what I mean, but they can't really, but it's hard to explain this. Like I was reading an otherkin thing, and it was like that. I can't really say anything specific because I don't research what the actual mentalism of this bullshit is, but and it'll be just this like actually pretty persuasive, like very very articulate shit, you know, but then there'll be a video of the same person on the same page or link to it or whatever, and you click on it and it's like a 14-year-old, and they're still, you know, and they're not even properly speaking and shit like that, you know what I mean? Which goes to show, I think it just backs up my theory that a lot of these people, like a lot of other things, just do it for the attention, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Though there is a disorder called fantasy-prone personality. And what that is a person who cannot properly differentiate fantasy from reality. And
Right.
they're prone to things such as hallucinations, both auditory and visual, allowing them to actually believe that they could be something else that's not, by them seeing, you know, changes in eye color, wings, claws, hooves, paws, stuff like that. Or they see it but you don't. But to them it's just as real.
Right. And that's what, I don't know, that's what I think makes talking about this so tricky in general, because you look at any other otherkin video, and you'll just hear people ranting and people making fun and people just talking about how ridiculous it is. But when you take what we're trying to do here and you actually try and stop and break it down from the perspective of somebody that isn't part of it and doesn't want to be part of it, it's really hard to kind of like understand it in general, or kind of not be a dick about it. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, yeah.
And
Well, okay. There's those, but then you got like you got certain things like robotkin, which kind of
Right.
makes no sense at all.
Exactly. Robotkin makes absolutely no sense. Or Ghostkin.
But
Ghostkin, yeah.
Ghostkin is bad too. But the worst of all, the one that proves that otherkin are just insane, is fictionkin.
Yes. I will.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And
When I heard of fictionkin, I kind of thought what you said was kind of a thing, you know. There's the stupid like vampirekin type stuff that make their own blood instead of, you know, going out and killing someone with blood. And then
right.
That kind of went over my shoulder. And then I heard of fictionkin, and that is where I drew the line. And I was like, this is bullshit. I can't believe anyone thinks this.
Yeah, exactly. When
At
it
the
gets
same
down,
time, if I may raise this point, yes, there are fictionkin and there are robotkin, the android computerkin, whatever the fuck you call it, but that is just one portion of that pie. You still have people who legitimately believe they're a wolf.
Right, exactly. You
And
can.
I could see,
Very.
how they would think that. You know, I could see
Right.
how they think that. Even the angel thing and all that.
The
Like
angel
that.
and the demon, yeah, I can, and those I can sympathize with. But
Yeah.
it comes down to ones that are just absolutely impossible. Yeah, I can see where you draw the line. I draw the line there as well.
Yeah,
Right.
some of them are just really stupid. And I kind of take it out on the whole community when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It can be distinguished. Just like Donovan was saying. It's like a pie. Because if you think about it, I've met tons of Christians in my life that are like super nice people, never done me wrong. You know what I mean? Tons of them. But how can you compare those type of Christians that kind of just stay to themselves to like the Westboro Baptists, like, and
Yeah.
the radical fucking, you know what I mean? So obviously every group has their crazies. It's just determining whether or not Otherkin is full crazy or not. You know what I mean? Because I guess if you really think about it, I think I would have approached this a lot more lightheartedly if I hadn't have seen like the Fictionkin and Robotkin and shit immediately like that. You know what I mean? On day one, because
Yeah.
like sure the thought of Otherkin to me, because I could never imagine being it myself, like basic Otherkinism. It still sounds fucking ridiculous, but you know what? If you feel like you're a dog, just or at least feel like you're something that exists, I could at least understand why.
Well, I'm going to say something that exists. I can understand people thinking that they're a vampire, succubus, or demon. I can understand that.
I can't.
I can. And if something,
Unless you can literally.
yeah, they probably have a few screws loose in their head. But I can also make an argument to support people who are in for this whole fiction kin using the fantasy-prone personality disorder, where they can't actually distinguish that work of fiction is fake.
That's true too, though. But it's at the same time, though, if people can't even, I don't know. That's where it gets tricky.
Well, I mean,
'Cause
if they can't really determine that it's fake, then it is a mental disorder.
Yeah.
And that kind
But
of
I feel-
proved me right in the very beginning when I said that there's screws loose in their head.
Yeah, I'm not debating that there isn't any mental disorder, Colin. I'm saying is that I don't think it's a overly damaging mental disorder compared to things like schizophrenia or Alzheimer's,
Right.
which are mostly biological, whereas things, triggers for, a fantasy-prone personality disorder is more of an environmental trigger than the others.
Right. And I feel like one of the only things that could make me even start to accept this really is if I knew of a person that had no idea what otherkinism was and came up to me and was like, "Yo, dude, I think like in a past life I was a dog," and they'd have to be sober. You know what I mean? Because at the same time, a lot of it is influence with anything. You know what I mean? I can see it now. Like you learn what otherkinism is, and you yourself being someone that finds that idea intriguing, you'd be like, "Oh, so that must be why I love full moons, because I'm a fucking werewolf."
Well, at the same time, the Otherkin I know doesn't probably. I'm be willing to go on a limb and say they don't actually know what Otherkinism is. They just think that they are blank.
Well, they don't know the term, but they
Yeah.
do think that they are blank.
Yes.
Well,
Was what I'm saying, which is what Clayton is wanting. Was Clayton was saying that he wanted to meet.
yeah, if I met someone that came up with that and came to that conclusion all on their own without knowing jack shit about any of that, then I'd understand.
But that is some. They act exactly like what you would see, like what you have seen in that Amazing Atheist video, like fake blood and all that.
Yeah.
Oh no, it would have to be something plausible too, though. It'd have to be something that like at least exists.
Okay, so like a dog or something.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't care who you are. Fucking anyone tells me that they think they're legitimately a zombie or something, and I'm calling the police if I feel like my life's in danger. I'm sorry. At that point. Anyway, I got a little mini game we're gonna play before our break.
Oh.
It's just a simple game of fact or crap. I'm gonna pull up the Otherkin tag page on Tumblr. And
the other most reliable resources for Otherkin is Tumblr, of course.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna read a few posts, and we can distinguish whether they're fake or not, like if they're trolls or not.
All right.
All right.
This is gonna be a hard game.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be. I think it'll be fun though.
What do we win? What does the winner get?
The winner gets my cock in their ass.
Oh, I'm thinking I'm gonna throw this competition just so Collin can.
Yeah. Can you both throw the competition so I can just fuck myself, please?
Yeah, sure, I throw it too.
Thanks.
All right.
We'll still play anyway.
Welcome back, Brendan, because his internet has crashed and he is now finally back to viewing our show.
Oh, good. Okay. Did he comment some more?
Yes.
Cool. Let's see what this guy has to say before we start our game. Oh, never mind. He just said back internet crashed. You could have said that, Donovan. You could have not wasted my time.
I did tell you that he said he was back and the internet crashed.
Yes, but you didn't tell me that's what he said. Fuck you then. You know what? Fuck you.
No, kill yourself, Ag.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, we're all looking at some good Tumblr in all of its glory right now. Alright, well, fuck it. Let's just start off with this first one here. Being fiction kin is not a substitute for having an identity. I've been deleting a lot of asks and messages from anons and kin hate blogs lately that have been saying a lot of nasty things about me that I'm, in their words, insane or retarded for believing that I'm kin. One particular accusation comes up again and again is that my kin selves are a substitute for my own identity. I've been told I must have no real personality and no life and rely on role-playing my kin self as a crutch to pretend to have an identity. Wow, this sounds awfully familiar. We should have read this first. That's not what I'm doing, and that's not what being fiction kin is. Oh shit, here we go. Starting off horny. I think it is a very fundamental misunderstanding about what being fiction kin or kin in general is. Being fiction kin is not substituting a character's persona in place of your own. Fiction kin already have identities, personalities, and lives. Being fiction kin is an element of that total identity, not a mask that is worn over it. It is a part of who you are. Having a kin type or a kin self is a lot like having been 5. The personality you had when you were 5 influences who you are now. You still have some of the same hopes and dreams you have when you were 5. You have your 5-year-old self's memories. Your 5-year-old self is forever a part of you, maybe even a part of you that still comes forward sometimes, but it's not everything you are.
This makes me want to invent a new kin called youth kin.
Yeah.
Toddler kin.
Honestly, this person, it sounds like they know what they're talking about, but at the same time, this was a bad example. This doesn't count for our game. This was too long. I didn't pick a good one, but at the same time, it's like, can that even count as kin then? If you...
Well, I'm honestly not sure. I mean, we would actually have to go through the entire thing and, explore it because what he's saying is, for at least what I've managed to gather, is he's identified as a character. Does he?
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't specify in the thing like what he thought. He said he was fiction kin, but it didn't say who he was, or I don't know. But that's the thing. Like, if you...
It could be Smog.
Yeah, like if you see a fictional character as like part of you, that's one thing. That simply just means you share like a trait with someone.
And
you know what I
something
mean?
that we all do. I mean,
Yeah, that's something that everyone does.
yeah.
It's when you say that I am him and you're being 100% serious.
Right, because we watch movies all the time, and I'm just like, or everybody watches movies all the time, and they'll be like, "Oh, that is so me," or like, how many friend groups of chicks have like determined which one of them is which chick from Sex and the City? You know what I mean? It's the same shit.
But then at the end of the day, they'll go on their lives and not like watch an episode of Sex and the City and get mad at themselves for doing certain things in that show and all that.
Right, because don't get me wrong, I'm a huge nerd. Like I've already seen Star Wars 3 times. You know what I mean? I've done. I know everything about everything fiction really that I'm interested in anyway. You know what I mean? And I've been obsessed with countless characters, like and the actors that portrayed them. You know what I mean? There's certain, and there have been times where I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool if I was like that instead of how I am now. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And everybody gets that feeling. But I think these people, or at least in a lot of cases, got to put the asterisks, they just don't, they see these things and they just kind of let it simmer and they get infatuated, you know what I mean, to the point where it just gets to that point and they have nothing else really going on. So yeah, of course they're going to try and get an uproar, especially if you know, you don't have many friends or you don't get noticed much, you don't have much popularity. You know, it's all the common shit that people used to say about fucking homosexuality and everything else, which is what really boggles my mind though. But anyway, I've made that point a bunch of times. If you guys want to add on to that, be my guest. But I'm gonna continue our game here.
Oh, Brendan added some new comments that I actually find to be pretty fucking hilarious. I'll read them for you so you don't have to.
Okay.
Otherkin and oppression, for fuck's sake. He put Otherkin and oppression in quotation marks. Sounds like, hey, I roleplay on the weekend. It's a part of me. Okay.
Exactly.
And I can agree with you on that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like you're choosing who to be at what times. And I mean, there was...
Now, let's connect this to gender fluidity.
Okay.
So, from having talked to someone who claims to be gender fluid, it means that they can wake up one day and feel either as if they're a man or a woman or both on one day and then switch to being the other gender on another day. So...
Well, I think that... I don't know where you heard that. The version of gender fluid that I've always been told is that it just means you're attracted to whatever, you just don't give a shit, like what gender someone is, you'll just fall in love with whoever. Huh?
I thought that was pansexual.
That is.
Oh.
Brendan,
Okay.
if you have any comments on this, if you happen to know about gender fluidity, please do enlighten us.
No, yeah. Well, no. I am wrong. Gender fluidity, yeah. It means that you don't associate yourself with either of the genders. Not that you don't associate. It's basically like being bi, but with genders. So yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
To an extent.
I mean, that's how it was explained to me. So it could have just been explained to me in layman's terms, and I'm just a fucking retard.
Well, yeah.
I know you love me, Collin.
All right. I find we're gonna start our game with an easy one. Okay. I've been having past life regressions lately. As a toaster kin, I've been having the undying urge to regurgitate crispy bread. But every time I squat on the counter, my mom triggers me by telling me to stop. FML. Please don't send death threats.
That's totally a troll.
I would.
You could tell just by his name.
Oh, yeah. Jesus a la Bruce Jenner. Yeah, okay. No, that was I only wanted to read that one because I fucking found it funny. But yeah.
That's a total troll. Okay. Moving on.
Okay, let's see here. If you see anyone you like, go ahead and point it out. Huh?
I thought that was me.
Who?
Oh, that's just some.
Oh, right there. Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you
Sweet
scroll.
Vampire. Ooh, let's see if Sweet Vampire is a troll.
Sweet Vampire? Where's that at?
The chick.
Oh, that is the. Oh, it's the chick.
The
Yeah.
chick that I thought was Ma.
I don't think that's anything. It just says first day back at school. At least I look cute.
Look at
Selfies, kin, selfies, otherkin, IRL people.
Yeah.
her name is Sweet Vampire. I mean, she probably does think that she is a vampire, or they think they're a vampire. I'm sorry, I'm not being politically correct. So I would say that's actually authentic and not a
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna steer clear of going onto people's personal pages. I don't want to be that assholey, but
yeah.
Okay, here we go. No, that's not one. This is not as interesting as I heard it would be. I have $10 to spare if anyone wants to draw my kin self. I think that would make me feel better.
Well, that's obviously not a troll as well. So
Yeah. Okay, here we go. La Pis Lazuli. That Lapiskin feel when your wings are clearly there and you don't want everything to get wet, but then nothing does.
Well,
I'd be willing to say that's a troll.
I'd be willing to say that's real.
Real?
Okay, can either of you specify for me what the fuck a Lapiskin is?
Not at all.
Isn't lapis lazuli a fucking gem? Like, to my knowledge, it's a stone.
It is. It's in Minecraft.
What the fuck? Okay, fuck it. We're just gonna Google it. Let's go on this ride together.
Oh, wait. Pokemon.
God damn it, they got my ass. Alright, I think it's...
One of the tags is fiction kin as well, so...
Yeah, this is the first time I've, ever been on Tumblr since, freshman year, so I always forget to look at the tags and all that shit, but... God damn. Let's see. I want to find the ones that are oh, I have a crush on myself. That's probably pretty authentic. I think we've all been there. I have killed 24 dragonkin.
Well, let's read that real quick.
What do you mean just read that real quick? I already read it.
I want to see it again.
It's right here on the screen.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was looking at the YouTube video.
Oh, yeah. I have killed 24 dragonkin.
I'm hoping that is troll, because if it's not, that is murder.
It says hashtag Dragon Age Origins on it.
Oh my god. All I'm seeing is ones that are obviously retarded on purpose. It's not fair.
That's probably because that's all the Otherkin vlogs are, unless you go to the actual vlogs.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
there's crossing boundaries.
Right. Fuck. Well, let's see. We'll look for a little while longer. See what we can find. Oh, we could attend the the San Francisco Bay Otherkin meetup right here.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm down. Hey, I'm Nick or Jade, and I'm fiction kin to Nick Wilde from Zootopia. And I've been questioning this since June, and I'm happy to say I'm finally out being about being kin to him. This is a side blog, but I will follow you back from okay. I wanna. Oh.
That person probably actually thinks they are.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. That's probably.
The Detroit area vampire.
Huh?
Detroit area vampire. It's.
Oh, I can't see that. Let's see.
I see so much fucking clickbait in this. I swear to God.
Yeah, I know. What the hell is going on? Oh, Detroit area vampire community. Oh, it's just another meetup thing.
We should totally go to one of these websites like anotherwiki.com and read these meetups and see what the fuck is going on.
I'm down. Dude, I'm so down.
Let's do that Detroit vampire one because I can only imagine how that would go horribly wrong. Just some blood and crip vampires strapping guns.
Yeah. Another wiki.
Does that count as a microaggression?
Yeah, probably, yeah. You're marginalizing a group of people. You're a bastard. It's a meetup for real vampires in the Chicago, Illinois area. It also welcomes those who are supportive of vampires and those who are interested in vampire lore and vampires in popular culture. Attendees must be 18 or older. So what I guess you can't just give parents permission to sacrifice some of your blood. You have to be 18. That's fucked up.
Click on the real vampires link in that wiki. Let's find out what a real vampire is.
See that?
Yeah, exactly. At their most fundamental, vampires are individuals who gain energy from other individuals, usually in the form of blood or psychic energy. A fair number of Otherkin and Therians are also vampires, and the Otherkin and Therian communities have links to the vampire community by shared members and similar interests.
Well, let's go to vampire chats.
Yeah. Awake and drink. Fuck yeah.
Drink deeply and dream.
The web client? That's that. Oh, it was affiliated with awakendrink.org. I guess it's down now. I'll try clicking on it anyway.
There's the IRC one website that you can go to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that next.
No, oh, that works. Let's.
Oh, here we
Yes,
go.
they're French.
We're here now.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Chat room.
Chat now. Choose a nickname. Fuck.
Sweet Blood 69.
Oh no, I got one. Night Pain.
Yeah. Night pain. Like
There
that.
you go.
Yep. You know it.
Again.
Let's see what we have. Is there anyone on the chat?
Oh no! Look.
Hmm.
This channel is temporarily on hiatus.
God damn it! Let's go to another one.
Nah, this page isn't even popular. Look, there's only one guy even trying to be in there as well. Anyway.
Like I said, let's go to another one. Psychic vampire.
Psychic vampire. Psychic vampire. I just read that. I just realized what I had read. What the fuck?
You know, Night Pain.
Yep, here we go. Okay, connect. What the fuck is all... I don't even know what any of this is. Okay, goodbye.
So that chat's down to
Okay.
I'm gonna go through these chats on my own time. I'm fucking interested now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to learn about this vampire kin shit. It sound like I want to know what they do or what they talk. I'm down.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna be a part of this shit. I'm ready.
Yeah, so you and I will get on Skype and we'll go through that later.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm so down. But as of now, we're gonna take our 30-minute break as we always do.
Yeah.
And when we come back, hopefully our minds will be a little more fresh. All this fucking douchebag vape is getting in my head. But so we will see you guys in a half hour.
Yeah.
What's up, beautiful people? I was having second thoughts about this whole Otherkin thing during the break. Thinking about it a lot, pondering, and honestly, it does not sound like too bad of an idea. And you'd be surprised what 30 minutes can do for one spirituality. Like you could be fucking surprised, because I went through this entire like transcendent journey, like the self-affirming fucking quest to find myself. And I love eating, I love sleeping, I love fucking balls. I love balls all the time. I love carrying around in my mouth, walking around with them. And it's at that point when I realized I must be Dogkin. Yeah.
Clayton Ladd on drugs, everyone.
Like, I don't know. I can't stop smiling. I'm just so happy that I'm finally myself again. And so to better externalize my inner persona, I started wearing this dog collar.
Are you sure you're not a furry?
Oh yeah, definitely sure. This is who I am. I'm never taking this thing off. Anyway, Collin is taking care of some personal business, and he'll be back with us shortly. But if you haven't noticed, we're back for Act 2 of Unpopular Opinions 10, Episode 1.
You're like laggy, dude.
What?
You are really laggy.
Oh, whatever. It'll sort itself out. My internet fucking likes to hiccup all the time. But what better way to come back while we wait for Collin than to read a little bit more into what Wikipedia thinks is this Otherkin nonsense.
All right.
Okay. So, description. Here we go. Otherkin largely identify as mythical creatures. Wow. I love how that's the first sentence, largely. With others identifying as creatures from fantasy or pop culture. Examples include angels, demons, dragons, elves, fairies, sprites, aliens, and cartoon characters. Many Otherkin believe in the existence of a multitude of parallel/alternative universes, which would explain the existence and the possibility to relate to fantastical beings and fictional characters. Now, that's all well and good.
Yeah.
But no one from this universe has ever visited or a parallel universe or knows precisely what they are.
Well, that we know of.
True, that we know of. But like these people definitely don't know. You know, these people definitely haven't, you know.
They could have, and they're just not telling you about it.
I'd be pretty pissed. Because it's like if you had some of that information to lay out on me, I'd probably be more likely to believe you.
At the same time, another common Otherkin argument that I've been observing is, not just these parallel universes and, shit like that, but different worlds that could have dragons and shit.
Right. Now, this is really interesting right here. The Otherkin subculture grew out of the elven online communities of the early to mid-1990s.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, I didn't even know, because up until, like a month or two ago, I had never heard of Otherkin. So yeah. So it's crazy to me that shit has actually been on this planet longer than I have.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I was mid-90s, so who knows? Oh no, early to mid-90s. I'm still right. It's okay. February 6th, 1995, a document titled The Elven Nation Manifesto was posted to Usenet, including the groups alt.pagan and alt.magic. On Usenet itself, the document was universally panned and considered to be either a troll or an attempt to frame an innocent party. However, enough people contacted the original author of the Elven Nation Post in good faith for a planned mailing list to spin off from it. So, this is basically Otherkinism started. It was started as elfinism or whatever, you know, like people just thought they were elves, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, that's fucking crazy. So, and of course, everybody hated it and thought it was bullshit. And then, okay, so yeah, it's like it started almost just like Mormonism. You know, Joseph Smith finds plates, won't give you any actual proof, but it'll tell you that he saw the plates and to just trust in your faith and all that. It's pretty similar.
Yeah.
And then, but what I find even weirder is that after this next paragraph that I don't think is important enough to read, it doesn't, that's it. Like, it doesn't go through how it got to the point of where it's at now. Because under that, it's just reaction. And I'm sure there's like, I only wanted to read off of Wikipedia because I knew it would be unbiased. Because I don't want to look for other places that'll describe what they are and have an opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, so I'm not going to do that. You guys can do that on your own time. Research this fun shit. Hell, I probably will too. But that's so strange to me. It started literally like everything else does. And if you look at it without thinking about what it is at all, you would think, like, if I told you how this got popular and where it's at now, but I didn't tell you what it was or what it was about and shit, you would just think I was talking about a new religion.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense because I've heard tons of people say it's a religion, but at the same time, you don't really believe in a deity in that instance either.
True.
But it does say it comes off of like pagan and possibly even Wiccan or something like that. You know what I mean? It's more religion having to do with the spirit and stuff like that and reincarnation. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Donovan?
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
My thoughts on Otherkinism have pretty much been exhausted.
Well, elaborate. Like, what do you mean?
My thoughts have been exhausted. Well, I believe I've pretty much shared all of my opinions and thought process for the Otherkin, identity. Then, I can't really come up with anything new to talk about for it.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, that's kind of where I'm at with it now, too. Once you get your opinions and have your initial argument, there's really no farther you can go with it. Because at that point, it doesn't pertain to our lives or anything.
It doesn't, and even if it did, there's not terribly much to understand about it.
Right, exactly. We can't really...
literally, it pretty much is someone believing that they are not, what they are. So,
right.
Someone believes that they're a dragon. Someone believes they're an android. Someone believes that they're that one character from fucking 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, so there isn't much you can break down beyond that. It's just people wanting to escape their everyday life and assume something else.
Right. Do you think you could relate to that in a way?
Everyone can.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be willing to bet money that everyone has at least dreamt or fantasized about being someone else or something else. The joys and the wonder and the adventure you could have if you were a giant fucking fire-breathing dragon, or, the hobbits going on their trip to Isengard.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel it is too, because it's like if you have like what you consider to be a mundane life and you want to experience all this like extraordinary, all the world's a big place, has so much to offer, you know what I mean? But very little people get to even leave their state, even their fucking town in some instances. And
Yeah.
And so, yeah, honestly, this doesn't, it's, obviously it's not, I don't believe it. It's some crazy shit, but at the same time, it's like, I get it. You know what I mean? That's what I've seen from the popular Otherkin videos, like The Amazing Atheist and Dose of Buckley, is that they just refuse to give it like any credibility at all.
Yeah.
Well, with the latter, I do take that back. He kind of goes in depth to the mentalism of it and all, but mainly what I'm referring to is like the Amazing Atheist video, which is obviously why this is all of a sudden a big topic again, because of that whole controversy. And unlike him, though, I can tell it's like, you know what, if this is what it takes, dude, fuck it. Do what you got to do. Like, the world's a playground. You just got to find your game, you know?
I mean, honestly, if you look at, no one knows what's going to happen after we die. We have thoughts. I mean, some of us think that we're going to go to some other playing ground. Others think we're just going to fucking rot in some little casket 6 feet below the earth.
Right.
So there is no one can say for sure with any proof what's, happens after we die.
Right, exactly. So honestly, anybody can really believe anything.
Exactly.
And it's not like anybody can really actually discredit anybody, because technically, as far as we've come, in layman's terms, we still don't know shit. You know what I mean? Which, honestly, fuck it. Oh, hey, Collin.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
I missed you, pal.
I can see your head.
I'm not wearing a shirt, nor do I feel like putting one on.
So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for real, show that bot off to the fucking audience. Seriously, that's what they've been waiting for.
What have you guys been talking about since I've gone?
I just read another paragraph off of Wikipedia, and we can
conclusions about the Otherkin talk.
Yeah, we're wrapping the Otherkin thing up. Our final point was that at some point you could just talk about this stuff till you're blue in the face like you can with anything else, but at the end of the day, the human race as a whole, we still don't know shit about like spirituality and what happens when we die and where we came from and all that stuff. So it's still, I'll still find it retarded, and I'm sure you will too, Colin. But at the same time, it's like, whatever. We could be wrong. We could be fucking. When we die, we could all have our own planet as unicorns, for all I fucking know. So.
Yeah.
Which, now that I think about it, wouldn't be half bad. I'm down with being a unicorn on a unicorn-only planet. I'm down. There'd be a lot of.
Be me as a unicorn and everyone else is a unicorn.
Yeah, I want to be a unicorn, but everybody else on the planet has to be a normal horse, so I can be superior.
Oh yeah, of course.
But I have to be like that fucking robotic. I have to be that death metal robot unicorn from the old game. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'd have to be that. I don't want to be some like My Little Pony type shit. Okay. Obviously, we said we would be coming back in September, and it's now January of 2016.
We're fucking losers.
Yeah, we let a bit of time go by. But honestly, I don't think it hasn't been that interesting. Like everything that was...
Well, we had the Paris attacks.
Oh, yeah, of course. But what can we really say about that other than, sorry, that sucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
We can just give our condolences and that's about it. But I mean, like in regards to like topics and like things that we could potentially get controversial with or have arguments over, there really hasn't been much going on that wasn't already going on 3 or 4 months ago. Like, everything's still all about Donald Trump. Everything's still all about Actually, now that I think about it, that's all I can really think about, other than all the, PC garbage.
Lots of pot as well.
Pot?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Wacky tobacco, marijuana, Mary Jane, Keef.
Yeah, what about it,
Yeah,
though?
but what the fuck do you mean about it?
It's becoming more legal in various different states. It's becoming a much more widely accepted fucking item to use culturally.
That is kind of true. I don't keep up on the war on drugs, which is ironic because we had an entire episode called the war on drugs. But, yeah, I don't really, because honestly, I don't feel like any of this shit would affect me anyway. You know what I mean? I have my belief, sure, that drugs shouldn't be illegal and people should be able to do whatever the fuck they want with whatever the fuck they want. I think we as a society shouldn't be able to make I don't think we should have the ability to make things like that illegal, because it's like, it's not really in our power. Why is it any of our business?
Yeah.
In the same way that the gun thing is such an issue, like that I can understand, because it's like, that's a weapon, you can use it to harm another person.
You can use a hammer to harm another person.
Yeah, exactly. You could fucking kill anybody with anything.
But guns are a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly. Guns just kind of make it a little more straight to the point. But yeah, but that's the thing. Because with drugs, for the most part, all you're really harming is yourself, unless you literally fucking jab a dude with a full vial of black tar while he's fucking sleeping. But I don't see an instance where someone would do that. I mean, I'm sure it's happened.
Murder by heroin?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's a little less common than gun violence. So.
Yeah.
It's like it's not.
Yeah, I know. It's like
That is what kills most people.
Yeah, we look it up and it's an epidemic that people just drug people while they're sleeping with heroin.
Well, that's how Jimi Hendrix died.
What, someone jabbed him with heroin?
No, he overdosed on heroin, but...
Well, yeah, no, that's what we're saying. Like, what if it was a thing that the main way people were getting murdered was getting jabbed by other people with heroin?
Well, someone murdered Jimi Hendrix by causing him to overdose on heroin.
Oh. I did not know that, which is weird.
I'm just saying, what if? It's not like it happened.
But I don't care.
Yeah, well, either way, whatever. Okay, let's talk about the word microaggressions for a little bit. Once again, for those of you who don't know, I'm gonna dumb it down, and I'm gonna look this up as well and read to you what the internet says is a microaggression. This isn't a state of mind or anything like that. It's just simply a term often used by, I'm just gonna say it, by the Tumblr fucks. So let's get into this shit. Okay. Let me share this. Okay. Microaggressions are the everyday verbal, nonverbal, and environmental slights, snubs, or insults, whether intentional or unintentional, that communicate hostile, derogatory, or negative messages to target persons based solely upon their... I gotta fucking... Let's go ahead and click this shit. .edu, that's how you know it's legit. That communicate, okay. To target persons based solely upon their marginalized group membership from diversity in the class scene. Oh, and this is what I was going to look up next, some examples. Okay. Alien in one's own land, when Asian Americans, Latino Americans, and others who look different or are named differently from the dominant culture are assumed to be foreign born. Where are you from, or where were you born? You speak English very well. What are you? You're so interesting looking. You know what? Oh my god. I'm going to keep reading. I'm just going to go ahead and read this whole graph. Fuck it. At least the first two columns. Ascription of intelligence, assigning intelligence to a person of color or a woman based on his or her race and gender. You are a credit to your race. Wow. How did you become so good in math? To an Asian person. You must be good in math. Can you help me with this problem? To a woman of color, I would have never guessed that you were a scientist. What the fuck?
Can't you just... I don't understand that. I would have never guessed that you are a scientist. Wouldn't that be a microaggression to anyone?
That's what... Well, this makes no sense. Well, yeah, microaggressions can be to anyone, but, like, are people really offended by this shit?
Yeah, this is what I call the pacification of the first world countries, ladies and gentlemen.
Look at this down here. Denial of individual racism, sexism, heterosexism. I'm not racist. I have several black friends. As a woman, I know what you go through as a racial minority. To a person of color, are you sure you are being followed in the store? I can't believe... What the fuck? Okay. At some point, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Is all I can say. What the fuck, dude? Get the fuck over it. Like, and I can tell you, I've said at least 75% of the things that I've read so far. And like when I say something like, let me bring up one of the examples. Oh yeah, if I ask someone, where are you from, or where were you born, how does that automatically mean I'm microaggressing? What if when I ask people that, I legitimately am just asking them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like...
Because, like, if you're a tan individual, how am I supposed to know whether you're, you know, Ethiopian or fucking from Iran, Iraq, anywhere in the Middle East, you know what I mean? Like, Israeli, Palestinian, you know what I mean? How am I supposed to know?
Yeah,
in fact...
If you localize more, I mean, fuck, you could be from California. Maybe I'm asking because I want to know if you're from California or not.
Right, exactly. And, you know, this is just what's on the screen now is it's just information, you know what I mean? It's non-biased, it's from UCLA.
UCLA is very biased, by the way.
Well, yeah, probably. Well, it's from a textbook of some sort. You can look at this and you can tell it's not, like, it's just trying to relay information, but what the fuck message? You are not a true American. You are a perpetual foreigner in your own country. Your ethnic/racial identity makes you exotic. So by saying those microaggressions that we were saying a second ago in that second column, what you're conveying is the things on the right. Well, hear what I say. You know what I mean? Like, listen to what I say, not what I may or may not mean. You know what I mean? Like, what's the... If I...
Wait, okay,
at the same
hold on.
time, why I'm saying this is biased is because of the column that says message.
Right.
Okay, so if you ask someone where they are from, I'm pretty much saying that you are not a true American.
I guess. Hey, Colin, where are you from?
Well, actually, I was born in Nigeria, but my parents immigrated here.
Ah.
I figured as much. You look very Nigerian. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. Shit. It's
commit ritual suicide by stabbing myself in the stomach.
even just trying to... Oh, my God. Wait, what the fuck is this? Myth of meritocracy. Statements which assert that race or gender does not play a role in life successes, for example, in issues like faculty demographics.
I believe
Yeah,
the most qualified person should get the job. People of color are given extra unfair benefits because of their race.
What?
Of course he'll get tenure even though he hasn't published much. He's black. That one kind of makes sense.
Yeah, see, that one's a little more right in your face about it. I wouldn't even be sure if that's a microaggression.
Yeah, it's not a microaggression at all. It's just straight up aggression.
Yeah. Affirmative action is racist. What?
This right here is very biased by saying affirmative action is racist, and if you look at the message that it's conveying,
Yeah, exactly.
that's very biased.
Apparently,
I don't agree with.
apparently, just saying America is like. Hold on, go up just a little bit.
Yeah.
America is the land of the free. Apparently, that's a microaggression, but I'm not entirely sure how.
Where are you reading that?
It was one of the last ones on the one. It was like one of the last ones on the same column as the he's black one.
Let's see.
It's just up a little bit.
It's on the first page.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
America is the land of opportunity. People of color are lazy and or incompetent and need to work harder.
What the fuck?
Oh no. That message was for everyone can succeed in the society.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking too. I don't know. Either way, this is just. I think honestly, because obviously the word microaggression has probably been around for decades and decades, but it's obviously way more popular now. I mean, especially with the South Park and everything else. It's but fucking really, like, are people? This isn't even worth arguing about because it's like it's obviously just people looking for reasons to be pissed off and offended and like jump down other people's throats.
There's a new word for that.
What?
They're called cry bullies. It's like an internet term.
Oh, well, there you go. That's fucking all this is. Can you even, fucking, we're white, so no matter what we say, I mean, it doesn't really mean anything, but have you ever noticed someone microaggressing you? Because I haven't. Not about any of this shit, anyways.
I've been told I've gotten jobs just because I'm white.
Yeah.
Or, it must be
yeah,
for you to get a job.
In Mojave, a Mexican chick said that all white people have things handed to them on a silver platter.
But that's not microaggression. That's just aggression and racist.
Yeah, exactly. That's aggression.
Right. And that's what I was going to reply with if you guys had said no, because I definitely have. I don't get, it's weird, like white people are seen as such like scum now, but yet we're the ones getting picked on the most all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Cause,
you're going to get compared to KKK now.
Yeah, I know. Shit.
Fascist Nazi scum.
I know. But, like, it's just odd, because I've obviously heard things like this, too. Like, oh, yeah, of course you can do this because you're white, or of course, like, I told somebody I had Netflix and Hulu once, both of them, and they were like, oh, of course you have both because you're white. And I was like, no, it's because it's only $18, and you have DirecTV, which is like $50. How was that even a joke? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess that is a thing, like jokes. And it just kind of goes right over my head because I'm not a little bitch.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I never get offended at white people jokes. I only find it offensive due to its hypocrisy that, jokes can be made about us, but we can't make jokes about literally anybody anymore.
Yeah, but all I ever do is make jokes about everything that's ever happened. Ever,
yeah, exactly.
So
I just don't give a shit.
care.
But yeah, but at the same time,
the white people joke I get offended by is the whole mayonnaise one, where white people love mayonnaise.
I never understood that. Also, the one all white people like deviled eggs or love deviled eggs.
Me personally, I hate both of those.
If it's like homemade, I could enjoy a deviled egg, but not. I don't want to shove them up my ass and dance.
I can't even enjoy homemade deviled eggs. They're just gross. I actually don't even really like egg, period.
Oh, so yeah, I love fucking eggs. I don't give a shit. Yeah. But
maybe that's another white stereotype.
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
But it's weird. And like I saw I saw a video recently. It was this black. You guys have probably seen it, maybe. It was this black guy, and he was in whiteface, and he was in the.
Oh, is it the one where he was like talking about snorting cocaine?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, where's the blow at, dude? Yeah, you know what I mean, like an old surfer Cali guy in the '90s." And
I fucking love that video.
yeah, I know. I didn't get offended at all. I saw that and I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, I was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean? But if I went out and did the same shit, it'd be over. I'd get fucking hanged. You know?
Yeah, you get tarred, feathered, and hanged. My favorite white stereotype is shooting up schools.
Oh, of course, that's the biggie right there.
The shooting up schools, or one of my favorites is the white family thing, and one of the pictures is like them laying on top of each other naked.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that one, but
I've seen. I don't know, but at the same time, I guess you find what you seek. You know what I mean? Because when I say I don't really, I've seen some pretty racist fucking memes before, like super, like not even just like it was serious. Like I saw one of, and since this episode isn't about that, I'm gonna censor this word this time. But fucking, I saw one. It was I forgot his name. Exhibit from Pimp My Ride, that classic meme. But instead of being one of those memes, it just says, "I think Hitler had the right idea by killing all the N-words."
What the hell?
Like, yeah. And I was like, and don't jump me just yet. The giggle was because I find it ridiculous. Leave me alone. But
why the hell are we censoring that, man? I mean, seriously.
Because if it offends, if you don't want me saying that, you know what? I see your point. With that, it's one thing. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, it's a word, is it not?
Yeah.
And yeah, words are powerful, but people are the ones who choose to get hurt by words.
Exactly. But at the same time, you got to understand that we do live in a society now where it's not, you can't be saying shit like that. You know what I mean?
But
and I don't know why people get so offended at that word, and I can't relate to it. I don't even agree with it. Like slavery, like I've said millions of times, was literally 1.5% of white Americans at its peak. But at the same time, you know what? I don't really care about not saying it on a fucking web show. So if it gets people, leave me alone. Then whatever. But yeah. And I saw that meme, and I was just like, well, that one just got straight to the point, now didn't it? But I find myself thinking that those memes don't exist, when in reality they do. You know what I mean? In the same way that a lot of people think. So that's the kind of weird conclusions I've been reaching recently. Like, are all of our opinions, no matter what they are, no matter what kind of research we do, are they flawed? You know what I mean?
No, of course they're flawed. They're flaws in everything, man.
Exactly.
I mean, it's pretty much been well documented that I am a devout anarchist, but I can still point out flaws in anarchy.
1.4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the actual thing.
1.4%, yeah. So, and you could tell anybody that, and they're not going to give a shit. You can't change people's opinions. We've gone over that before on this show. I don't know. My thing is just like the same as always. Why can't people just fuck off? You know? Just mind your own goddamn business. Do your own shit. Who cares? You know what I mean? Everything is so centered around what. That's what makes no sense about this generation. You got the side where it's like everybody wants to be a pussy, and everybody wants to be offended, and everybody wants to be sad, and everybody wants to, have some weird fucking cause that they go out and pretend to be activists for all the time on the internet. And then on the other side, you have things like hashtag Waste His Time 2016 that just got popular this week, and things like those racist pictures I was just talking about, and things like, you know what I mean? At this point, I'm just kind of like, what do people actually want? So it's okay to like stick up for these people and make sure nobody has any given right to like judge them for anything. But at the same time, we have those things where it's like, where that's the point. It's like, oh, let's fucking be complete trash human beings on purpose, and or negatively impact people on purpose. Same with that Reddit. I forgot what those are called. The /Reddit /r/ whatever the fuck that's called.
Subreddit.
But it was, yeah, the subreddit roast me. I'm sure you've seen tons of those.
Yeah.
But that I'll give a little bit of a pass at, because the victims themselves are asking for it. So, you know what? Whatever. But it's like, do you want to be made fun of, or don't you? What do the people want? You know what I mean?
Yes.
I partially want this video to just randomly go viral just so I can see comments answering that question. You know what I mean? What do you guys think about all that?
Donovan, you go first.
I think that people are pussies. I believe that, if anyone were to actually go back to their heritage, to their roots, they would see that their ancestors would probably be turning over in their graves at, seeing what their progress became. I'm fairly sure that Martin Luther King would look down and be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet that a lot of the original Native Americans would look over and be like, no, this is not what we wanted.
Yeah, exactly. But honestly, here's an unpopular opinion for you. It's just overpopulation at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's too many wastes of space on this planet, and I don't feel bad about saying that. There's too many people that literally just have no purpose being here. They don't do anything for anybody. You know what I mean?
At the same time, why should we do anything for anybody? Why can't we just take care of ourselves? Isn't part of the problem because we're worrying about the feelings and well-being of others before we're worrying about our own personal well-being?
Exactly.
No, the thing is, people just don't mind their own business. There's a difference.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. That's one thing. I have nothing against being a piece of shit. If you want to be a piece of shit and just live with your parents or do whatever, you know what I mean, and you don't think that's being a piece of shit, then that's cool. You could do whatever you gotta, live life however you want to live it. But you try to start an argument with me, or you try to, you know what I mean, you just try to start shit in general, or you try to think that you have some sort of authority over anybody. You don't, is my thing. Because it seems like everybody not everybody on the planet, so many people right now, especially heavy internet users, they just think they have all this power, and they think their words
means.
Yeah, like will be etched in stone for all eternity. And like, I'm sure you can find a bit of hypocrisy in me saying that, what with how I'm saying it and where I'm saying it. But honestly, with me, I don't think my words have any power at all. You know what I mean? Especially,
I'll be willing to make you a bet, Clayton, that by maybe 50 years from now, Martin Luther King is going to be forgotten. Hitler will be forgotten. All these people that makes, quote unquote, this big impact will be forgotten, lost in time.
I don't know about that one.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, because
especially Hitler. Maybe Martin Luther King. Because honestly, I think
not 50 years, but they will be forgotten.
I don't know though, because think about it. We still.
All right, can I speak yet?
Yeah.
All right, Martin Luther King, his words are kind of already being forgotten because he wanted everyone to be treated equal, and now white people are being treated like garbage. But Hitler is. Unless there's someone worse than Hitler who has committed worse crimes
There
and
are.
killed more people? No, not really. Shut the fuck up.
No, there are people who have killed more people than Hitler.
Who?
Stalin.
Stalin has not killed more people than Hitler.
I'm going to send you an infographic later. In fact, look up, Clayton, pull up a presentation for a comparison of people who have killed more than Hitler.
No.
The total figure of the entire Stalinist period is likely between 2 million and 3 million.
And yeah, Hitler has way more than that.
Now just look up people who have killed more than Hitler. You will be surprised.
Still, well, if you really think about it, Hitler he didn't kill all of those people. He's responsible for their killings, but
Yeah.
so I mean, in a sense, you were right, but
now look at people who are responsible for more deaths than Hitler was. Just take the time to Google. You will find a whole host of people who have killed more than he has.
I'm not discrediting it. I'm just you guys go back and forth.
All I got was like shit about I can't say his name, Mao Zedong, the dude, the asshole who was the dictator for China and still practically dictates their entire lives today.
Yeah, he's killed more than Hitler.
No, he has not. I'm reading it right now. He's killed more of his countrymen than Hitler, like more of his own people.
Which would make sense, yeah. Okay. But obviously, I guess the main point we always arrive at whenever we talk about any of this shit.
I'm on this site.
Yeah. Joseph Stalin, responsible for 23 million deaths.
I've killed more men than that. Fuck you.
I've killed more Dragonkin than that.
Oh, I've killed more fucking...
This is wrong, though. He's killed more than 17 million.
Yeah. Hitler... Yeah. Either way, whatever. Fucking, I think the main point we just always conclude to whenever we talk about any of these things is just that...
Kill yourself, please.
Yeah. Everybody should just off themselves. Like, honestly, we should just nuke the whole fucking planet. Who cares anymore? Goodbye. But before,
fuck you guys.
huh? You led us as a nation led him to that. We did this. I can't. I can't even fucking. I can't even live with myself any longer. I'm ashamed. But before we sign off, is there anything you two lovely men would like to put out there for the masses while I put on this dog collar?
Donovan, you're the more opinionated one.
To quote The Offspring, shit is fucked up.
Alright, yes. I have a t-shirt that says just that.
And I don't.
I can't even really begin to brain right now, I'm sorry.
Well,
This is an off one.
To also quote The Offspring, I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
I mean, I'm gonna have the worst hangover ever.
I'm gonna go far, kid. Ah, man.
Also, today's drink of choice is from Finland.
Oh, fucking wonderful.
What a loser. I'm just kidding.
I hope the cops see this and fucking swat you.
Yeah, I hope they fucking punish you good. I hope they throw the book at your ass for what you're doing here tonight. You deserve the death penalty.
They all just start throwing down fucking American propaganda about Hitler's the worst.
I'm pretty sure, just by seeing what Donovan just did on live internet, I'm pretty sure Donovan is one of the people who was shoving flags up his ass 6 months ago. I would not be surprised.
Nah, I always thought it was you, Clayton. You always had the affinity for things going up your rear end.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Actually, twist ending, it was me.
Ah,
I shoved flags up my ass.
What the fuck? I was trying to like breathe into the mic so it would show my face doing that. That was annoying. But but anyways, my final thoughts is I fucking hate all of you, and I am Dogkin. So for Unpopular Opinions, I'm Clay Ladd here with
Vodka King Donovan Coleman.
and
Vape King Collin Pruett.
Dame.
No, I'm not Vapekin. I can't be.
Damien in Transylvania, a.k.a. Collin Pruett. Not gonna
I'm
be.
Davey from 8 Crazy Nights.
Yeah, I'm Davey Kin. I'm Adam Sandler Kin. I'm Zohan Kin. There we go.
Wow.
Okay, but I don't know when we're doing the next episode, and that's unprofessional to say straight to my viewers, but I fucking hate all of you. So, we'll see you when we see you. This has been Unpopular Opinions 10. Good night.
Oh, this isn't actually even vodka.
It's my fucking blood.
Yeah.
Good night.